Okay. Ashwini is saying end is missing. Can you tell me the line number, Ashwini?
End of the program, sir.
Hmm? Block is not ending saying.
And then
After 5 8 sign it.
No. Here. So logic here missing is after the from AP table name. Okay. So this is missing here. Okay. Sorry, declare here. Declare, begin. And after that,
end is not.
okay. So here begin is there, declare is there, begin, and end is there. So after that, here, what is the missing means end we are not given in the previous. When I execute this one, it is asking the invoice ID. Suppose invoice ID I am giving 1, and then it will be verifying the condition. But here the missing is here invoice ID, the query that was missed in this invoice ID is equals to LV underscore invoice ID. So it is comparing with this values. Invoice ID it is assigning to LV underscore invoice ID, and this invoice ID comparing with this invoice ID. What are the runtime providing invoice ID? So that means here there is no data fetching with this, so that it is giving the error. And here if you see this, I execute this one here separately. Five eight seven nine. 5878. What she's saying? Currency code we are assigning here anywhere. So LV underscore invoice currency code varchar of 10 invoice ID we are assigning from this runtime, and from this it is getting here. Okay. So where is this currency? Somewhere this is missing. Enter logic. Begin and end. Okay. Declare LV underscore LV invoice currency code varchar of 20 LV underscore invoice ID number. It is a runtime parameter while passing invoice ID. Begin. Select invoice currency code into LV underscore invoice currency code from AP invoices all, where invoice currency code is equals to runtime parameter of currency code we are taking here, and invoice ID is equals to LV underscore invoice ID. If LV underscore invoice ID invoice currency code USD, then DBMS output we are printing here. Else we are going to not it US dollar. This is the complete query. Actually, this is missing here. So when I execute this one, invoice ID one I am giving currency USD. So that value is not there, no data found. That means in this value is not there. So that we are getting the error. Suppose if I say invoice ID 500, currency USD, and also no data found. So first of all, we have to verify what data it is there in this AP invoices all. So this is the invoice ID we are having. And suppose if you say US dollar, you can say 10005 and USD. We'll provide these numbers so that you'll get some input values. Double 05 no? Currency and USD. Okay. Here it is saying US dollar. Suppose if you are giving then invoice ID, but currency code if I say INR, then no data found here. Okay, that means whether the data is exist, then only this query is going to execute. Otherwise, you will get the no data found error. So what are the data in this table? Based on that, we have to provide the values here. Suppose if I take the invoice ID, this one, and this would be euro. It is there. Invoice currency code is euro is there. But when you provide invoice ID, this number, and currency, if you say those emails, it will come anyway. The value is coming here. Okay. DBMS output if you verify dollar, it is coming. So same way if you use the any other values here. GBP is there. So for the GBP, this is the value I'm taking. And if you execute this one with the GBP number, invoice ID and currency GBP, then you will get the output as this, not a dollar. Okay. So why? Because we are verifying only here whether it is a US dollar or not a US dollar. For any other values currency, if it is taking currency, if I say this is a USD, and invoice ID I'm giving the GBP invoice ID. So then there is no data with that combination, so that it is throwing the no data found error here. Okay. So for the same, I'm giving the invoice ID and GBP. Then I'm getting the not a dollar here. So if you see this, not a US dollar it is getting. But when you give the different option, what it is printing? No data found. So no data found means in this order, invoice currency, invoice ID and invoice currency code are not matching, so that it is giving the error. Okay. So if we use this declare a number assignment operator null. Initially for this a value I am assigning null value. Begin a is not null, then DBMS output the front line of a is not null value. Okay. Else a is null value. We are printing the a value here. So initially, whenever we are using this query, so here by default variable contains null values only. Unless you have to answer assign some value, then only it contains some value. Otherwise, it will have the null value, so that when you execute it is a is null value here. Suppose here instead of the null a number I am assigning, that is some a is equals to a number assignment operator, then I am assigning here. So now the a is having the value. Now the condition is if a is not null, then print A is not null value. See, this A is not null value, 10 it is printing. Previously, when you execute with the null value, what it will say is null value. Okay. So that means based on the if condition logic, it is going to condition is true, it is executing some of the condition statements. If the condition is failed, then it is going to else part here. Next we have the if else if statement, okay, or if then else statement. So that is if condition 1 true, then sequence of statements, else if condition 2, then sequence of statements, else if again condition 3, then sequence of statements, after that else. This is the if else if statements. So in this logic, what we are doing, if the condition is true, then we are going inside and executing the sum of the sequences. Otherwise, condition is false, then it is going to else if statement. If this condition also fails, else if condition 2 also fails, then it will go to else if condition 3. So in this, if condition 1 is true, statement 1 is executed. If condition 1 is false, then it will go to condition 2. If condition 2 is also true, then it will go to condition number 3 here. If condition 2 is false, then it will go to condition number 3. If condition 3 is true, then statement 3 will be executed. If the condition number 3 is false, then it will go to else part here. Okay, so that means first this condition is true, then it will execute the sequence of statements. These statements will be executed. Otherwise, if this condition is false, it will come to else if condition 2 here. If this is true, then it will be executed these statements. If this is false, then it will come to else if condition 3. Then this is true, then it will execute these statements. Otherwise, it will come to else part here, and it will execute the sequence of statements, whatever we are mentioned here. So like this, you can use this else if, else statement. Suppose we are having the declare ABC number, assignment operator 100 I am declaring here, and begin if ABC is equals to 10, then DBMS output ABC values condition 1 here I am mentioning ABC. Else if ABC is equals to 20, then is the DBMS output statement I am mentioning here. ABC values condition 2. Else if ABC is equals to 100, then output we are mentioning ABC values condition 3. Else if ABC is equals to 200, then ABC value is condition 4. Else, then it is ABC values. Okay, if we see here in this, to understand better, I am mentioning the condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, condition 4. Otherwise, if it is comes in the else part, there is no condition, it is going to verify here. So now the ABC value is 100. It will come here. If ABC is equals to 10, whether the condition is true or false here, condition is false here. So that it won't go here and it will go to else part here. Else ABC is equals to 20. This also condition fail here. ABC is equals to 20 means 100 is equals to 20, wrong here. Again it will come to this else part. So 100 is equals to 100. This condition is true. Then it will print the ABC value is condition 3 and its value it will going to print. After that, it won't go to this else if and else parts. Directly it will and if will be terminated here. See this ABC value is condition 3. It is matching at the condition 3. Suppose if I say 200 here, I'm clearing this. So if I say ABC value is 200, then the condition where it will match, so it will match here, else if what it will match in the condition 4. ABC value is condition 4, 200. Suppose if I am giving ABC value is some 50. So where it is going to match here now? So this is the ABC is 10, here it won't match. Else if ABC is equals to 20, here also it will not match. Else if ABC is equals to 100, here also not going to match. And else if ABC is equals to 200, it is also not matching. Then it will come to else part. Here in the else part, we are not verifying any condition. Simply writing the ABC value. ABC value is 50 here. So now I need to write a program to accept two numbers, two strings, and display the largest among the two. So how will you write this? For this you need two strings. So write a program to accept the two strings and display the large one among the those. That means two strings we have to, two variables we have to take with the varchar2. So declare string 1 varchar2 of 100 assignment operator colon str1. Okay, so colon means this is called as a bind parameter. Okay, so whenever we are using this colon, this is called as a bind parameter. Okay, so you can use another one is ampersand. Okay, ampersand also you can use to pass the runtime values, or you can use the bind parameter also. Okay, what is the difference means the way it is displaying the menu. When you use the bind parameter, it will give you some menu type, and if you use the ampersand, it will give some pop-up type only. That is the difference here. Okay, so if you see this here, and I'm giving ampersand. So when I execute this is coming like this. Okay, this is the menu type it is coming, and here it is asking the values for these variables. Suppose if I am giving the bind parameter here. Then also here it is same, but same thing if you execute in this SQL developer, see the difference here. So is the now bind parameter is there. When I execute this, it is coming string 1, string 2. Okay. So suppose if I say ampersand here, then it is asking enter substitution variable here. It is asking like this. Okay. Here we have to provide the values. So when you use the bind parameter, how the menu is coming, and when you use the ampersand, then how the menu is coming in this SQL developer is different here. But whereas in the Toad, when you use the bind parameter, or if you use the ampersand, both are coming in the same type in the variable declaration type here. That you have to differentiate. Okay. Now for the string 1, I am giving Swati, and string 2 I am giving Venkat. So here if you see, we are taking the string 1 varchar of 100, string 2 also varchar of 100. So begin if length of string 1 greater than length of string 2, then dbms output put on a line of string 1 is greater. Else if length of string 1 is less than length of string 2, then dbms output we are printing the string 2 is greater. Else both strings are equal. Suppose if you are giving this ABC values, Venkat is greater, here it is. Okay, we'll clear this, then it will. Okay, for the string 1 I am giving Swati, this is having 5 characters, and string 2 we are giving Venkat, is having 6 characters. Then here it is coming Venkat is greater. Suppose if I give the first character, this is Swati, and second I am giving some Raja. Then Swati is greater, it is saying. Suppose both values are same. Swati, here I am giving Rajan. It is having the 5 characters, and string 1 also having the 5 characters. Then both strings are equivalent. Okay, like this you have to check the validations also. Whenever you are executing the any query, so you have to cross check the whether it is working properly or not with all the conditions mentioned in this query. So what we are doing here, so we are taking the two variables and runtime we are passing the string values for this and we are verifying the length of the strings here, and based on the length of the strings we are finding which is the greater value. That means greater among those two. Okay, so I'll give one more homework for you. So you take the string 1, string 2, string 3. Okay, 3 you have to take it and find out which is greater among the 3. Tomorrow, just give me the query. Okay, so same way you can use this string 1, string 2, one more variable you can use str3 and varchar2. Same way you can use this 3 variables, but here the logics, some logics to be extra logics to be added, that you can change it and give me tomorrow. Okay, so everyone has to complete this task. Okay, so my requirement is take the 3 strings and which is greater among the 3, or if the all are equal, then it should print the all strings are equal length, you can say. Okay, that is the requirement. You can tomorrow you can complete and show me. Okay. So now we have another option. Write a PLSQL program to accept department number as a argument and return department location. So how will you use this? Using the if statements, that is control statements. You can use this declare. So declare LV underscore department number data type. Begin. Select department number into LV underscore department number from DEPT, where department number is equals to colon department number. In the runtime, whatever we are passing this department number, based on that, it will select the department number here. So if LV underscore department number is equals to 10, then DVMS output is location is New York. Else if department number 20, then location is Dallas. Else if department number 30, location is Chicago. Else if department number is equals to 40, then location is Boston. And if end. Okay. So when I execute this one, department number 10 I am passing here. I'm getting the location is New York here, if you see this. So if I pass the department number 30, then location is Chicago, it is coming. Okay. So how it is coming based on this validations. If condition validation, it is wherever it is matching, based on that, it is executing the statements under this condition. So we'll create a table and we'll have validation here like this. Create table, also XX students underscore 28. Serial number, student name, marks M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, and hall ticket number. I am using this one. Name already it is there. Okay. Okay. So now the table is created. Table name is xx underscore students underscore 28. So the table is created. I am going to insert the some of the values into this. So our table number is students underscore 28. Xx underscore. Okay. I am going to insert here for the first record A, 1A marks I am inserting here. So records I have inserted. I'm doing the commit. So here in the toad or the you can use the commit or you can have the commit button here. This is the commit button or you can use the rollback button. Here it is there. Okay. Now based on this, I want to verify the marks. All the marks is greater than or equals to 35. Then I want to print this whether it is first class or second class. So for that I have to query here. This is the query we are using this. Declare I student percentage row type LV underscore average number I am using total number result varchar of 20. Begin select star into I from this is the table name xx underscore students underscore 28 where all ticket number is equals to ampersand all ticket number. So then total I am assigning here like this I into m1 plus I dot m2 plus I dot m3 plus I dot m4. So all the marks I am assigning adding and assigning into total variable. Same way LV underscore average I am calculating here total marks by number of subjects. If I dot m1 less than 35 or I dot m2 less than 35 or I dot m3 less than 35, that means any of the marks in this having less than 35, then result I am assigning fail here. Yeah. So else if it is this condition is failed, then we are calculating the average. Average is equals to 75 greater than or equals to 75, then result distinction. Else if LV average greater than or equals to 60 and LV average greater than less than 75, then result is first class. Else if average greater than or equals to 50 and average less than 60, then this is the second class. Else if average greater than 35 and less than 50, then third class. And if that means what we are doing here using the if condition, we are verifying the all the marks. Any one of the marks is less than 35, then the result automatically fail. Once the result is fail, you won't going to calculate all this. Okay, so it will straight away exit and if it will be there, it will come to end if. After that, I am printing the student number, student name, marks. I am printing here total marks, average marks, result I am printing here. Okay. So here we have inserted how many students? 6 students we have inserted. For that, hall ticket number 100 to 106 were used. So now can one by one can execute and verify the result how it is getting. Hall ticket number 100 I am giving. Not enough values. Where? Here we have to go. Xx underscore. Okay. Okay. Same table name we have to use it. Declare xx underscore students underscore 28 is the missing here. Now I can use this. And I am giving. In the DBMS output, you can see result is distinction. Okay, before that, you can see this, all the information, student details. Okay, student details, student number, student name, marks M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6. So based on this, total marks 543, average 90.5. Result is distinction. Same way, if you execute this one for the 104, 10, then this is the third class. We execute it for 106. Then the result is fail here. Okay. So because here the marks of this M4 is less than 35 here. Okay. So like this, you can use the if statements. This is the condition control statements. These are all called as the conditional control. Based on the condition, we are executing some of the statements. So next is we have the nested if. Okay, this will continue tomorrow. Okay, any doubts as in if statements? Anyone have doubts? So did you identify the difference between the code and SQL developer? So immediately you can able to get the information, error information here if the line is not correct. That is syntax is not correct in the query. Immediately you will identify this one. But here also some information will be there, but here now it is immediately it is not displaying here. Okay. Select I have written, but it is not displaying any information immediately. It will take some time in this also. But in the code you will get the immediate error information here at the starting of this line. If there is any error, it will display here like this. And another difference in the DBMS output here, it will be below it is there, and you have to enable or turn output off or on by using this button. Okay, so and this is the DBMS automatically poll button you have to enable, otherwise it won't display any information here. Suppose now I stopped this one. So if I execute this one, again I am giving 106, I am printing. So if you see there is no output in this DBMS output window. Why? Because this is off here. Only poll for output. Then if you refresh this, then only it is getting the value here. To get the automatically output or DBMS output, I have to enable this one, auto polling. Otherwise, every time you have to use the refresh button. This poll for output refresh button, you have to use it. Okay, that is the one difference. And here also we have the same DBMS output here. You can directly will get the information when you connected this DBMS output window. Automatically, all the information it will display here. And one more is set server output on. That command it will work in the SQL developer only. So it will not work in the code. When you execute in this, it will throw the error. Okay. So but the same command it will execute in the SQL developer. Okay. We say off. Task completed in 0.134 seconds. But whereas this command it won't work in the Toad. So like that, some of the differences are there, but main purpose, whatever the query execution is same, whether it is in the Toad or it is in the SQL developer, same it will be the output.
download link ఇస్తారా?
ఏంటి
Toad
Toad
కి download link ఉంటుంది.
అంటే Toad అది లైసెన్స్డ్ వెర్షన్, మనం డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలంటే లైసెన్స్ పెట్టి కొనాలి అది యాక్చువల్గా. ఓకే, అందుకే అన్ని కంపెనీస్ Toad యూజ్ చేయవు, ఎక్కువ వాడేది SQL డెవలపర్ ఒకటే.
ఫ్రీ వర్షన్ లేదండి.
You can check in the Google if there is any available. So recently I have not verified, but it doesn't have free version. We have to purchase only. Maybe some cracked versions you may get in the Google if you verify. Okay. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow.